All right, let's jump right into a challenge that, let's be honest, is on every single educator's mind right now. Artificial intelligence. It's here, it's in our classrooms, and today we're going to break down a really powerful, proactive way to handle it.
I mean, this is the big question, isn't it? The elephant in the room. When a student can just type a prompt and get a whole essay back in seconds, does that just make cheating inevitable? It's a totally valid fear, and it can feel pretty darn overwhelming. But what if we've been looking at this whole thing the wrong way? What if this isn't really a technology problem at its core? The framework we're exploring today suggests we reframe this AI boom as what it really is, a classroom management challenge.
And that idea brings us to this crucial fork in the road. On one hand, you have reactive management. That's where you're always one step behind, chasing problems, running papers through detectors, basically playing detective. It's stressful. On the other hand, you have proactive management. This is where you build a classroom environment where students are just less likely to cheat in the first place. It's the difference between being a police officer and being an architect.
And look, this isn't some crazy new idea. It's the bedrock of good teaching, right? We don't wait for total chaos to erupt before we decide to create classroom routines. We anticipate. And with AI, that same proactive mindset, well, it's not just good practice anymore. It's absolutely essential.
So here's the big aha moment. The crucial point is this. Using AI dishonestly is a behavior. And just like any other behavior we see in our classroom, it's usually a symptom of the environment. The problem isn't the tool itself. It's the why behind how it's being used. If you can manage the environment, the behavior will follow.
Okay, so how do we actually manage that environment? Well, it starts with our very first pillar, having a transparent policy. It is all about clarity, because if students don't know where the line is, you can bet they are going to cross it.
You know, the absolute best way to get that clarity is to create a class AI agreement with your students. Seriously, when they have a say in writing the rules, when they get to talk about what feels fair and what feels like cheating, they take ownership. It stops being my rule and it becomes our policy.
And getting that clarity can be as simple as using a green light, red light model like this. AI-assisted use, that's a green light. You're using it as a tool, like for brainstorming or checking your spelling. You are still the driver. But AI-generated work? That's a hard red light. That's when you let the AI take the wheel completely. Making that distinction crystal clear is everything.
So that brings us to our second pillar, which builds right on top of the first one, building real rapport. A clear policy is a great start, but it's pretty much useless without trust. Your rapport with students is the single most powerful tool you have for encouraging academic integrity.
So let's ask a deeper question here. If it's not always about just being lazy, why do students really use AI to do their work for them? The answer, it turns out, often has very little to do with their motivation and a whole lot to do with their emotions.
The real reasons, they often boil down to one simple thing: fear. Students cheat because they're afraid. They're afraid of failing the class, they're afraid of looking dumb in front of their friends, and maybe the most powerful one of all, they are afraid of disappointing a teacher that they actually like and respect.
And this is exactly where the partner mindset comes into play. Think about it. If a student sees you as a judge, someone whose only job is to find their mistakes and slap a grade on it, they're going to hide their struggles from you. But if they see you as a partner in their learning journey, they're way more likely to ask for help instead of secretly turning to AI.
And here are some super simple but powerful ways to do that. Using we language. Let's see how we can fix this. Instantly makes it a team effort. Normalizing mistakes turns errors from something to be ashamed of into an opportunity to learn. And just showing you care about them as people, that builds a foundation of trust that they won't want to break.
Okay, so we've got clarity from our policy, we have safety from our rapport. Our third and final pillar tackles the academic piece of this puzzle, smart scaffolding. This is all about addressing genuine confusion.
I mean, think about it. When any of us face a task that just feels impossibly hard, what do? We look for a shortcut, a lifeline. For a student staring at a blank page with absolutely no idea how to start, AI is the ultimate lifeline. Scaffolding is what removes the need for that lifeline.
It's really the difference between a cliff and a ramp. An unsupported task is like a cliff. It's overwhelming, it's scary, and using AI feels like the only safe way to get to the bottom. But a well-scaffolded assignment, that's a ramp. It has supports, it has clear steps, it has a gentle slope that makes the student think, hey, you know what? I think I can actually do this.
And scaffolding doesn't have to be some big, complicated thing. We're talking about providing a simple vocabulary bank,
offering sentence starters, showing a clear example of what a finished product looks like, or just breaking a giant project into smaller bite-sized chunks. These are the handrails on the ramp that give students the confidence to try it on their own.
So, let's pull all three of these pillars together. Let's see what this AI-resilient classroom actually looks like when all the pieces are in place.
You see how they all lock together? The transparent policy sets the clear boundaries. The strong rapport removes the fear that makes students want to cross those boundaries. And the solid scaffolding removes the confusion, giving them the skills and the confidence they need to succeed within those boundaries.
And the biggest takeaway here is that this is not about buying some expensive detection software or getting into a tech arms race with your students. This is just about great teaching. It's about using the powerful tools you already have, clear expectations, strong relationships, and really thoughtful lesson design.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to this one powerful idea. AI is just the newest challenge in a long line of challenges we faced in education. If you focus on managing the environment, on creating a classroom built on clarity, trust, and support, the behavior you want to see will naturally follow. The real question isn't how do we stop AI, it's how we use this moment to get even better at the timeless art of teaching.